I'm pretty sure that you already know where this is going. This video right here is a no-brainer. I know a lot of fans already know why they're fed up with the Atlanta Falcons, but in this video, we're going to talk about it and we're going to expand upon it because it's a situation right now where the Falcons could probably win out. They really can. They have despite us playing against the Rams on Monday night, I still think we can win out. And it doesn't mean anything because, like everybody else, I'm pretty much fed up with the Atlanta Falcons. You haven't seen much content about the Atlanta Falcons on this channel, not like it was in the beginning of the season. Because after everything pretty much fell apart on a 5-game losing streak, I was just sitting here like, yeah, I'm completely checked out. I'm going to look into what the Georgia Southern Eagles are doing, and I'm gonna check out what the Atlanta Hawks are doing, and that's basically where I was at, and I was content. But now after the Falcons win 2 in a row and possibly could, like I said, honestly, they could win against the Rams. I I'm looking at this like this is one of the big reasons why we're fed up with this team because the way this team was set up, the way this team has been performing, especially on the defensive side, we could beat anybody. I really mean it. I think we could have been one of the top teams in the NFL with a pass rush like this, a healthy quarterback, and a run game that is pretty much extraordinary. You had everything in line to do what you needed to do. But you look at the coaching staff, you look at the GM, you look at the ownership, not necessarily Arthur Blank. I mean, he is going to get some blame a little bit. But when you look at Rich McKay, you're pretty much over and done with what this team has to offer. This is about to be 8 straight seasons that the Falcons have not made the playoffs. To put that in perspective, my son is about to turn 7 in January. He's never seen the Falcons get any further than where they are today. And yesterday he said something that I thought was really funny. He was basically like, yeah, Dad, you're about to watch the Falcons because the Falcons always lose. And it caught me off guard, but you know what? That's his perspective. And that's the way a lot of people feel right now. The Falcons always lose. We're pretty much fed up with the front office. We're pretty much fed up with what the coaching and the GM is doing. Something needs to change. And it doesn't help that you draft a quarterback after you sign a quarterback, which, to be quite honest, Kirk Cousins is a really solid quarterback. And outside of the injury that he had last year, I think he's done nothing but perform to the highest level that he can do. A healthy Kirk Cousins and the team playing solid defense could have got us very far. But once again, we're going to look back at the coaching staff. The hindsight is 2020, and I did this on a show earlier this morning that Kirk Cousins probably should have been QB1 going into the season, regardless of what Michael Penix done last season. I feel like Michael Penix I just feel like he just wasn't ready. Even though the numbers didn't say otherwise, because the numbers were pretty solid. Michael Penix did not play bad. It's just that when you have a guy on the roster like Kirk Cousins and you see what he was able to do prior to the injury and you see what he's doing now, you probably was better off just bringing him back for QB1 to start off with. If something happens, Michael Penix could continue to get better. He can continue to get more accolade in the mental side of the quarterback position, and he could have been more ready to go. If we was going to be honest, we probably was going to sit here and be like, yeah, we're going to give him the Jordan Love treatment, and like they said in the beginning, and that's the way it could have been. Let him sit 2 years and let him go and play once Kirk Cousins' contract is too expensive or expires. But that's not only the situation that's going on. You look at the special teams. The special teams was horrendous. Um, I don't understand why that wasn't corrected earlier. It seemed like it's okay now, but we had a block punt. I mean, a block field goal this past game. But it's not as bad as it was before. But it's still something that needs to be corrected. You look at everything else that's under the umbrella as far as like the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. I think Jeff Ulbrich is like the shining moment in this on this coaching staff. Zach Robinson, he's shown signs as of late, but I don't know. But this is the reason why. Like I said, all this stuff is going on is why the fans are fed up. You just have to understand that When you look at a guy like Rich McKay, who's been there almost 20 years now, or over 20 years, I can't remember. He's like the common denominator with everything that's going on. Is he to blame? Probably, but he's the guy that's been here the entire time. Whether it been, other coaches or the GMs, it just seems like he's the common denominator. And it seems like you're still spinning your wheels after 8 seasons. And I look at it like this. I'm not sure where this team goes. This is why I'm like not really phased about it. Yes, I'm fed up, but I'm not really phased. Because you don't know where this team is going to go, and you don't know what's going to happen in the foreseeable future. This team could very well win the next couple of games, end up being 8-9, and it doesn't mean anything. Not for the fans anyway. Now, what I will say, if there's any positive to say about this, is that I do give Coach Raheem a little bit of credit. There was rumors that the team kind of, tuned him out. They kind of got away from him. The team, let loose and just didn't want to hear what he had to say anymore. The message was dead. A lot of people say he lost control of the team. But I can honestly say that even with the loss against Seattle and the next 2 games you win, it just seems like that he does have some type of hold on the team. And that's something to really think about, or something to really hang your hat on. Because with a team that's pretty much not going to the playoffs, just came through a 5-game losing streak, you find a way to I'm tired of hearing find a way, but you find yourself into winning 2 games that most people probably thought you wouldn't win. And don't give me like, oh, it's the Arizona Cardinals and we're supposed to beat them. They're the worst team in the NFL. Well, I'm going to be honest, you can't have it both ways. The team is good. Atlanta is a really good football team talent-wise. It's just, what you got in the coaching staff in the front office, it makes it worse than what it looks. If we would have lost to Arizona, it would have been a different tune. Like fans, we just have it both ways. We just do that. You say you win, well, you're supposed to beat them. You lose, oh, you guys is horrible. Like, it's kind of like with the Jets. Like with the Jets, it was like, oh, I can't believe you lost against that team, but when you beat an NFL team like the Arizona Cardinals, oh, well, you're supposed to beat them. But I don't know, but that's a whole different thing. I'm not trying to attack anybody, but I look at it from a standpoint where this team is in no man's land. Fortunately, we may be in a situation where the Rams don't get like a very high pick, somewhere like in the middle of the road pick. And I guess that's okay. James Pierce is well worth getting that draft pick. But looking at the future of this team, I just don't know. Do you get rid of the coaching staff? Do you get rid of Rich McKay, which I doubt that'll happen? Do you get rid of Terry Fontenot? I just don't know. When you look at this, you're just in limbo, and nobody knows how to read what the room is. You don't know if you get rid of these guys. You don't know if you bring them back another year. I hear people saying bring them back another year. Some people say, get rid of him. But I'll tell you this, my personal opinion. I think they should get rid of him. But I do believe that if he wins against the Rams, he's going to get another season here. And it's something that we just have to be prepared for. We just got to be prepared for that. And unfortunately, the first mistake, anything that happens within the next year, people are going to riot. I don't think physically, but you know what I mean. People are going to verbally riot. It's going to be a situation where they're going to be completely fed up, and it's going to be really easy to fall into that trap for this coaching staff because you don't know what you're going to do with Kirk Cousins. You're not going to know what you're going to do with Michael Penix. Michael Penix may not even be ready for next year. Who do you bring in? Do you bring Tua? Do you bring in Jameis Winston? Do you bring in Russell Wilson? Who do you bring in? Because Kirk Cousins may be too expensive, and you better hope and pray none of those guys lay an egg, because if they do, Coach Raheem will probably be out of here by week 4. I mean, it's just that simple. This team is extremely talented. They're too talented to be where they are. They should have been running away with this division, honestly. You almost beat the Bucks, and then you end up beating the Bucks the second go around. And I don't know what you're going to do with the Panthers. I just don't know. The Panthers just got your number. I just don't know. But the Saints are the Saints. So it was there for the taking. It really was. But at the end of the day, and I know I said that like 5 times, we're fed up because we don't know. We don't know where this team is going. We don't know what this team is doing. We don't know the root for them or the cheer for or the we don't know what to cheer for them. We don't know what to root against them. We just don't know. Because this team could have been something. And just a few shortcomings, and then we're on the outside looking in yet again for the 8th straight season. So I don't know. But let me know what you guys think. I'm just at a loss. I just really am. I don't know what to say. You see, this little man right here, he hasn't seen the Falcons win in his lifetime. He's never seen the Falcons win in his lifetime. That's how bad it is. I'm going to get out of here. Y'all take it easy. Y'all be blessed. Peace.